close to it for the clicker to work.
I got it. The odds I follow this PowerPoint are very low. The most important thing that I want you guys to get out of today is that the only test in life is, did you get out of it what you wanted or not? That's it. And when I talk, Dylan's right. I challenge a lot of thinking. I think of a lot of things that are unconventional. I have a whole list of notes in my pocket that I don't agree with the previous speakers. And that's okay. It's okay for me to have different opinions. It's okay for me to have no ceilings on things. It's okay for me to think that at conventions like this, the thing that drives me most crazy is we're always talking about success like we're gonna get it. Like, guys, if you are here, this is success. Success is different for everybody. Everybody's looking for something different. Everybody's at a different spot in life. Everybody has different challenges. Everyone wants different things, right? I love challenging the status quo. I love huge numbers. And I love getting people to believe in themselves at a higher level than they thought possible. That's what drives me. It doesn't have to drive you. And if I can make one kind of overreaching disclaimer before I get into this, it's okay to be you. It's okay to have your dreams, but this is what mine look like, and I hope you're on the way with me, and it's be a great use in the next 25 minutes. So, before I get into it though, I just was telling Monica, this audience, I've been to other level ups. Usually there's like some, what do you call it, like deer in the headlights out there? Like, you know, I'm just going like, okay, man, are we going to do this, or are we just going to hang out, right? Like, let's go, right? You guys are locked in, you're serious. I see a lot of people out here doing numbers that a year ago everybody thought was impossible. 2 years ago everybody thought didn't even exist and weren't even attainable. And the reason that you guys are able to have that abundance, and I know there's a lot of agents here for a lot of different teams, but the vision of Dylan and the implementation of Monica, think of all of the abundance that they have put into this room. Let's give them a hand. Like, guys. I mean, we're talking in some of these presentations, like, let's make $50,000. Like, guys, he's got like the whole room, whether you're on his team or not, is blessed by Dylan and Monica right now, and everybody just really needs, I think, to give them some flowers. Okay, so this is my bank password. If Dylan thought it was a typo, which it looks like one, my slides are really beautiful. You can tell I'm a great graphic designer. But I just kind of want to go through these numbers and see if anybody thinks these are crazy. 01002 001 2131. Who has a guess what that is? That is my total production. My total production for the state of Hawaii for 4 years ago. Wow. 3 years ago, 13452374624. That's 3 years ago production, monthly numbers. Last year monthly production 5, 7, 10, 13, 15, 17, 11, 9, 13, 15, 11, 17. This year 17, 23, 25, 28, 17, 19, 22, 24, 26, 22, 29, 32 production here in the state. And when you read them, they don't even sound crazy. They're just numbers. And what I want to show you guys today is how you can blow the lid off thinking, because I promise you, there was no team of 4 people doing anything like this before I got here, and it's not because I'm special, and it's not because I know some secret, but I do want to preface things with this. By the time I'm done with this speech, I want all the new people in the room to be thinking, that's impossible, and he is full of it. I want Elias and Dylan and all the big team, Juniper, all the big team leaders to be going, yes, Jesus, preach the gospel to my people. And I want all the top producers, the Cindys and the Justices, to be like, why is he giving away all the secrets? That's my goal. Okay, so let's talk about it. So here's me, guys. This is the one slide I have to read because I don't really know the names of it. This is my 1 minute a year to go through who I am. I'm the Hawaii market leader. It's one of many jobs I have for NFM Lending. My job, we're $10 billion mortgage bank, by the way. We have over 1,000 employees. We're a really, really big company. I'm a piece of it. My 3 main jobs, which I think a lot of people, it's important to know, I coach and grow realtors. I consistently increase lead conversion for my referral partners, and I lead my team. That's what I do, right? So there's some folks have approached me to kind of try and figure out, oh, you don't answer your phone. It's like, I got you guys. Like, we can figure this out. My career highlights, I've been doing this 25 years. The crazy thing when they gave me this slide, I didn't make this slide, but if you think of 4,000 units closed, and you think of like the experience, like what that means to you experience-wise, my personal production is the entire agency team, all production for all members, 4 full years in a row, at max. So the reason that's important to you guys is we have seen the battles, we have seen the scars, we know what's going on, and when we're trying to help you guys, and we're rooting for you, when we're shoulder to shoulder, it's coming from deep, deep experience. I've been on all the stupid lists, you can Google that. I was super proud of, we are now the #1 mortgage team on the Big Island by a long shot in units and volume. I'm personally top 5 state of Hawaii. What is that? Oh yeah, my region does 1.2 billion. That's for you, Elias. Just check that out. That's important to know. Very big numbers. And I run 7 states. I got a bunch of places. It's great. Okay, back to this. So Kevin, you're talking all about success and all this stuff. But what I hear from this group a lot, I'm not money motivated. Like what you're saying, all this stuff is money motivated. You talk about how much money you want to make, and it's really gross. And I personally am not. I'm not money motivated at all. I think being money motivated is kind of disgusting. You ever meet like a real money motivated person? I don't mean rich person. I don't mean successful person. I mean money motivated person. There's poor money motivated people. And these are people that run every decision they make through a filter of money. And I think people get confused as to that's what these seminars are about, is becoming money obsessed or making decisions based on money, or all these things have to do with money. We're using money as a metric, right? Because we have to use something to determine success. But this money has nothing to do with anything. What has to do, hold on, my clicker, is options. When I was a little boy, just like a lot of people here, we didn't have much of the money, and that wasn't a big deal because we had a really deep family. We all loved each other. We did amazing fun activities. My mom was a flight attendant. I got to fly all around the world, but not because we were rich, but because we had the opportunity. But what I really, really wanted to do was go to WrestleMania. Really bad. And my sister really, really wanted to go to the Ice Capades. And if you remember when we had TV, the commercials would just beat you up on this stuff. Like, this Saturday night, you know, and I'd be like, oh man, I can't wait. And I asked my dad, and guess what happened? I wasn't allowed to go to WrestleMania because we didn't have money to go to WrestleMania. And I never went to WrestleMania as a boy, and my sister never went to the Ice Capades, right? I am not a money-motivated person, but I'm an options-motivated person. And if you remember what I said at the beginning, it only matters what you get out of life, is what you put in, is what you want. And my daughter sits in the front row of the fucking Ice Capades. Yeah! Right? Every year. And that's what motivates me, right? I get a little choked up, I'm like, my daughter, it's okay. See, I cry when I see the marriage commercials on TV, I cry too. It's the only time I get emotional. But this is what all of this means to me. It doesn't mean money, but money is what gets you options, and options is what helps you lead your life. So we're gonna talk about it a little bit. So let's do it. My intro was way longer than it was supposed to be. So I'm gonna teach you guys 4 simple skills for success. First thing you need to do, determine your business priorities. Everybody got a piece of paper in front of them. They gave out free ones. We're not going to do the exercise, but I'm going to teach you how to do it. It's very similar to what Angie and Josie were talking about. It's called priority pairing. It's a very famous phrase for it. What I want you to do is draw 2 lines down the middle of the paper. You're going to put a heading on one of them that says task. Whatever it is, you put whatever you want. Task, T-S-K, task. The next one is going to say how much money, or profitable, whatever you want to write, money can be fine too. The other one's going to say time. So what are you doing? How much money does it make you? And how much of your time does it take? A lot of the times that we're talking, and I'm helping you guys, coaching and going through any issues that you have, it's all about, a lot of the big hurdles you guys have to face is that you're picking tasks that pay you very little money and take a lot of your time. Right? Does that sound right? Like, Dylan's got a million examples. What is it? Inspection? Right. All these things, right? They pay you nothing. And they take up hours and hours and hours. Hanging out and socializing at the office, or what I could call realtor cosplay, very, very expensive. It is not an adult daycare center. It's not a place for you to go use your time and just get through the day. So when you do that, you're just going to write your top, we're not going to do it now, but you're just going to write your top tasks on the left, and then you're going to rank everything. 1 to 10, do 10 tasks, right? Rank them 1 to 10, and how much time they take. 1 is the one that takes the most time. 10 is the one that takes the least time. 1 is the one that makes the least money. 10 is the one that makes the most money. Or no, other way around. And then you're going to add them up, and you will see by the numbers which task makes you the most money. The goal is to find what makes you the most money and takes you the least amount of time. Is that helpful? Cool. Okay, so that's the priority pair. That's how you figure out what your priorities are. From there, we're going to set some goals. We're not going to set our goals right now. But when we set our goals, Dylan and I are coming back. I'm coming back in a week. We're going to do a huge goal setting session, right? But it's important to know what you guys are shooting at. A lot of the folks that I interface with at the team, you guys have the energy. You guys have the motivation. You know what you're supposed to do, right? We have all the amazing curriculum of the agency team. You either do not have goals, or you have too many goals. Both are problems. A lot of people make that God calendar, the God goals, things like that. It's too, not God, but like master plan. It's too many, or it's not enough, right? So I boil it down to 2. These are the boxes of life I use. Some of you have seen me do this exercise before. You might want to just write those down, or the slides will be available. But this is just to get your juices flowing on where your goals should be. Don't start with what you want. Start with what's not working. Like, if money is your problem, you will write, I can't pay my credit card bills and they keep growing. Then when you go around to make a goal, you make the opposite fit in. I can help you guys with all that. We're going to do it in a week, but here's a good way to start. So this is a good way to live a structured life. I like goals. Now, when you have goals, which I think a lot of you guys are okay with this, our next issue, we don't have a theme for our days. We don't have a specific play we're running. If you ask my team, my amazing team, who I love very much, how we run our week, we do the same thing every day. And the reason we do the same thing every day, somebody know, one of you guys know? My team. Is to get predictable results. Right? And yeah, you're laughing, right? You're calling, they're all saying we call on Monday. We call realtors on Monday. Who thinks it's annoying? Raise your hands. Where's Latasha? Latasha finds it annoying. Yeah, Latasha hates it, right? But here's the thing, right? And this is actually a good lesson. The difference between being proactive and reactive, like I love Peter. Where's Peter Prentice? He's here, right? Okay, he was up on stage. I was making my notes. Peter Prentice is saying, I want to double next year. You know how Peter's going to double next year? It's exactly what we're talking about. Right now in his business, he's being very reactive. He's like, what he was saying was, I sit up and I get ready and I'm here to be of service. Okay, follow me on this. A lot of you guys think this way. I'm here to be of service. I'll be here when you need me. I will be able to help you when you make your decision. When you're on the island, just ring me up and I'll come out and do what I need to do. The flip side of that, and why it's annoying that we call on Monday, is if we waited for Latasha to call us when she needs us, she wouldn't. And we would never work with her, even though we have the solution to her problems. So we call her every Monday. So we are of service. Now, this is a great example. Mana's squirming in her chair. This is great. This is a perfect example. Now, when Mana calls her on Monday, she can't just call and say, hey, Latasha, where's those leads? Because that don't work. Who wants that call? Justice, you wanted me to call you every Monday and be like, hey, it's Monday coming. I got to go through the turnstile again. It's Christmas for Kevin. Where's my leads? People don't like that, right? So who knows the answer to that one? I don't even like that one. That's Buddy's song. I don't like the how you doing, because then it's like I know Justice has way better friends than me. I ain't from Elo. I'm like, hey, Justice, let's talk stories. She's gonna be like, bro, I'm good, right? It's gotta be a value, right? So the issue, this is so good, I love this. The issue that Mana has with Latasha is Latasha does not think Mana's Monday call is valuable yet. And that's why she said, God damn it, the calls every Monday. Look at Dylan. Dylan is the most successful person in the room. When I call Dylan on Friday, what do? What? I call him, he's in the shower, he picks up, he's driving Mike, he picks up. I call him, he's at the basketball, he picks up. It ain't because I'm cool. I am very not awesome. I talk too much, I get a little annoying, I'm a little neurotic, I talk about the Federal Reserve way too much. And I know, right? But he knows that what's important to him, his family, his finances, his business, what he's serious about, what drives him and wakes him up in the morning, he knows that I'm just as worried about it as he is. And that I don't go to sleep until I figure out his problems first. And that my kids don't eat until his kids eat first. And you laugh, whoever laughed, you're wrong. Because my kids do not eat until his do. And if I believe that in my heart, and I'm serious about my message, he's going to pick up my call. And I don't even, the reason I do that isn't to get him to pick up the call. The reason I do it is because it's my mission. And what everybody here needs to understand when you're working with your clients, or from us to you, is that when we're in our meetings, we want you to win more than you do. We want you to make $100,000 more than you do. We want you to be able to buy a new house in Kauai, where you want, and watch you weep on Instagram and be like, wow, we want that more than you do. And the reason isn't a selfish reason, it's because it's how we're wired. It's where we are in Russell's curve. I'm lucky enough, and it'd be a point in my life, I don't got to work with anybody I don't like. Nobody. I don't have to take a single call. Somebody's trying to blow me up today about not answering my phone. I don't have to work with you, right? I am not interested in that relationship, right? I am successful already. I have made it happen. But what I do want to find, and what you need to find, is people that when you pour into them, you can see it, and you can light them up, and you can be you, and you being you gets them where they're trying to go. And when you go to sleep at night, you feel like you matter. That's the legacy piece. And for all the people in the audience who are just on phase one, who are just starting off, or who are still in bills, handling the bills mode, is okay. You will get there. But you want to start with that servant heart and get out of that money thing. We talk about money a lot, but it is not about money. When the girls came to work for me, or us, whatever, I hate saying that, when we all joined at the same team, they asked me when payday was. They're going to laugh. I don't know. I have no idea when payday is. I have no idea. I don't follow that stuff because that's not the metric that I'm using to win. What I use metric to win is who thinks my Monday call is worth it or not. And it's okay. You're not in trouble, right? We're going to get there though. We're going to get there though. Right? That's the point. Okay, so where's my time? Okay, I'm doing good. Okay, I'm doing good. So anyway, so theme my days. That's how Monday works. You guys can theme out your days. These are some suggestions for real estate agents. There are a lot of amazing coaching programs out there, right? I've talked to some people here who run coaching programs. I've worked for the coaching programs, mostly mortgage people. But you can find ways to theme your days. You can make it work around your goals. I like calling favorite people Monday, doing my status calls on Tuesday, because why? Why would you call all your listings and all your buyers on Tuesdays? So they don't call you during the week. If you call your listing every Tuesday, they're not going to call you on Friday and ask about the price change. Because you already talked to them that week. It's the reason we update you guys on Tuesdays. So that you guys don't keep inbounding going, hey, I gotta get paid, when's it gonna close? No, sometime, I talk to you Tuesday. Wednesday call hot leads, no leads, you got all the FUB training on that. I like cold calling. I think the anti-cold calling crowd are a bunch of charlatans. I know that's gonna get me thrown out of here, but it works great. Guess how I met Dylan Onaka? Same way, right? Product of a cold call. He wasn't a product of a cold call, but people that introduced me to him were products of a cold call. And then I think, by far, if you're in here and you're trying to figure out money and you live on the Big Island and you're from the Big Island, your database is a freaking, or Kauai. Look at Kim. Kim is all database, right? Teaching classes blowing up, 15 million, she's going to talk really soon. I'm really excited for her to talk, but it's all database. It's a huge thing you guys are missing, right? And you're all closing more houses than anybody else because if you saw the group here, you got more numbers, you deserve to be in their loop. So that's how I like it. And then the final thing is you got to track your activities. My team's going to freak out here because that's not their tracker, it's mine. Mine's different. And they're all going to want mine now. But if you heard what, who was talking about tracking their activities this morning about getting a certain amount of reels out and all that kind of stuff? We getting that out? Or maybe that was my talk with somebody else. How do you know how much activity you do in a week? Who here can tell me how many calls they made last week? Oh, look at Jamaica is freaking out. Yeah, she likes my tracker. How do you know how many people you called last week and what the result was? How does Mana know that she called Latasha every Monday? How does she know what happened? How do you know how many leads you brought in? How do you know how many, like, Justice, do you know how many reels you made? Best realtor in the room? She made 3, because you're coached that way, right? And you track it, yeah, okay, cool. So we got spots on that. You don't have to use my tracker. If you want to know more, you can use, you can talk to any of your loan officers. They're happy to walk you through it. But this is what mine looks like. I fill it out every week. I am accountable. Somebody who looks at it for me, right? I have one of these. I have a couple different ones of these. I've got my lockdown number on it to make sure that I meet all my goals. I've got how many leads came in, non-internet. How many deals we got, pre-ups. Did I run my triumph strategy? At the bottom, did I take my kids or my spouse on a date? That don't get filled out every week. It's not getting filled out this week, right? Last week you got filled out 4 times. But how do I know? How do I know? If you ask me, I'm like, oh, I take my daughter out on a date every week. But if I don't track it, I don't know. And I know tracking is miserable, but it's very hard to get predictable results without it. What am I doing? I got 4 minutes. All right, we're gonna jump. Oh, what's up? Natasha, thank you. Natasha's up next, guys. She's gonna be freaking. So here's one thing. When Dylan talked about it, and I think it's really important to bring up, is the real estate business attracts people who love independence. We've heard it a bunch today. They want time independence. People who love novelty, like different days. They don't want their days to be the same, right? But it rewards people who love consistency. So you kind of have this dichotomy, right, or this separation. And the typical agent, when we talk to them, thinks, we're here to do the, Justice, give me your lead so I can have Christmas. Right? It's a very typical thing for my industry. My industry's awful, right? Most loan officers are terrible. I hate them very much. They're very annoying. And they're very selfish and like little squids. But and they create this bad name, right? Where you're like, get out of my house. Like, I don't want you here. Like, why are you asking me for stuff? But the way we run it, like, real quick, raise your hand in this room if my team's closed a loan for you. Okay? So that's a lot of people. And the biggest hack for new people is you have these 3 people mostly dedicated to you guys. You also have my entire Hawaii personal production team who's closed 40,000 loans. You also have the people behind them, and then you have another 10 people behind them. So we have about 20 individual people on this account, and every single face on that slide makes over $100,000 a year and sits behind a desk 10 hours a day. If you think about that horsepower, you should start thinking selfishly about how can you use that to make money. It's not about how big my team is, it's about how you can use it to make yourself money, how you can use it to win, how you can use it to have a bigger future, how you can use it to get to the front row of the ice capades, or whatever is important to you. Give your church a giant blessing, whatever it is. Because I think people get lost in that, and then they don't understand how we work because we work so differently. So if I have an ask for this room, it's that whoever you work with on my team, that you reach out to them. We'll reach out proactively as well. Follow my own rules, right? But you really should leverage us. There is a massive amount of horsepower. Now, we're going to be very particular about how we work, right? And that's how we are. But you need to make sure you're leveraging the horsepower. And into the masterminds next week and into next year, we're going to talk a lot about how to leverage all these things for your personal success, your personal time, less stress for you, and ultimately more closings. That's the goal, right? The goal is more success and more closings because I got big promises to fulfill the deal. Right? When we got here, we were doing 600 loans a year. Now we're at like 960 on our way to 1,000. Right? I think 1,000 is small. I think we can do more than 1,000. I'm at 17% market share on the Big Island. I think I can get to 50. I think he can get to 50. I think this team can spread across the United States close 5,000 units, and that doesn't, I don't even not see the path. Like, the path is very attainable, and all of us can do it. This room, this shit's called level up. This room levels up every single year, and everybody's doing the same amount of work, but the results are improving and improving and improving. So let's all leverage each other, make sure we're getting the promised land together, and then I'm gonna skip this slide because it's really boring, and I have 51 seconds left, and I am going to use them to tell you guys one impactful story. And I want you to imagine that there you know what story's coming. Here it comes. Okay, so if you're new, actually no, if you make less than $250,000 a year in the real estate business, this is for you. If you make more, it's not for you. Imagine that you are you, and you have gone to go see the New England Patriots play football. The stadium stops, and they say, we need some help down here on the field. The Patriots need a special player to come. And they point to you, and they say, Cindy. Cindy makes more than 250,000. They say, Cindy, come and join us in the huddle. And you walk down there, and you're like, holy shit, right? And the whole stadium's going nuts. And this is the final drive, and you're like, have no idea what to do. You got your clothes on. And Tom Brady is in the huddle with you, and he looks at you, and he goes, okay, have you ever played football before? And Cindy's like, no. And he goes, okay, here's what you need to do. I need you to run straight for 5 yards, and when you see the little marking on the ground, go right, and I'm going to hit you with a pass. What should Cindy do? Okay. Right? If Cindy said, you know, Tom, I hear you, and this crowd's looking at me, but I'm not real good going to the right. I'm thinking more like I run this way, and then when you throw it, could you like not do one of these ones, but like, you know, give me one of these, and then, you know, I'm thinking instead of on 2, we'll do it on 3. Would that make sense? Why not? Because Tom Brady knows more about football than you do. Well, let me introduce you to my friend Tom Nonaka. Tom Nonaka knows more about selling real estate than you do. And he has spent thousands of hours of his family's time around their dinner table coming up with the best system I've ever seen for real estate success. And still, I meet a new agent every 2 weeks that says, it's pretty good what he's doing, and I know the girls on stage closed 30 loans, 30 transactions in the last year, and they're brand new, and Josie was cutting hair, and Angie was an appraiser, and Justice worked at Zippy's. But that's not for me. That is not for me, that system that they run. I've got it figured out. This is my first. What I need to do is I'm really charismatic, and so I'm going to go down and let you all have a great idea. What I would implore you is that is the absolute worst thing for your success. You can do it. Remember what I was saying about novel things and what real estate attracts? It attracts people that are that kind of a thinker. So it's really hard to put yourself in that box early, right? But if you can get yourself in that box early, and you can just run the play, I promise you will get to the green fields of being able to do it however you want. Justice runs her own plays now. She posts on Instagram, she got it all figured out, right? And we should listen to her now. But until you've proven yourself, there is no better system, there is no better room, there is no better environment, there is no better support system. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've stood on stages like this in 30 states. And this is it. Run the play, get to the escapades or whatever's important to you, and make it happen for you and your family. Thank you guys so much.